All right, hey y'all. Yeah, so it's day two of classes, second day of classes. It's been an intense couple of days. These last 2 days have been yeesh. You thought orientation was a lot. Classes are actually a lot more. And as you can see, I'm in my black on black. We'll get to that later. But if this is your first video watching, my name is Demi. I'm an actor. I'm Nigerian. What's this shine? I'm Nigerian. If you watch Giddy Up, you watch Tinsel, Hotel Majestic, you may or may not have seen me on there. I've also done a couple of stage shows in Lagos, so you may or may not have seen me on there. But I am in London and I am in drama school getting my master's in acting. Yes, it is a master's. I feel like I have to tell people that all the time. It's a master's in acting, a 1 year course at the Arts Educational Schools London, and it's the second day of classes, so we've kind of jumped into things fully. But yeah, so we're gonna kind of talk through the last 2 days. Yesterday, I was gonna do a video yesterday, but I was exhausted when I got home. I will tell you why I was exhausted. As soon as I got home, like 15, 20 minutes later, I was asleep. So yeah, let's start at the beginning. And the first video, I had said that they were very particular about time. So I said that, you know what, day one, I'm not going to be late. So I got up early. Left the house, be on time, and you have to be there at 8:30. You have to be at school at 8:30. You have to sign in at 8:30, and so I got there at 8:25. And like joke, this guy was actually standing at the door with a stopwatch to check people's times, like to check that you got in on time. And like I said earlier, you're supposed to check in at 8:30. If you get there at 8:31, they will send you home. Like no joke. Like if you get there at 8:31, they will send you home and they will put your name on the notice board as per these are the people who came late and got sent home. So they don't play about time. So I got there at 8:25, signed in, and then from there met up with the whole class and we had to do warm-ups every day. Every single day we do warm-ups like 15, 20 minutes. And I found that very interesting because I know about warm-ups, but in all the productions I've worked on in Lagos in Nigeria, there's only one production where we've ever warmed up. Only one. Like, yeah, only one production that we've ever warmed up. So I found that pretty interesting. And warm ups are very important because, as actors, sometimes we tend to be in our head doing performances. You tend to be doing a lot of thinking, like, oh, my line is coming up next, or I have to move there, I have to move there. But the good thing about warm ups are that they kind of get you out of your head and get you just get you moving. Get you to stop thinking about things so much and just do it. And especially early mornings, like when we're talking about 9 o'clock here. For me in the morning, I really don't want to do anything. I just want to go back to sleep. So warm ups help to wake me up. So you're moving, and there are a lot of different warm ups. You have to warm up your body, you have to warm up your voice, you have to warm up your breathing, and so by the time you're done with the warm ups, you're kind of in the mind state that okay, let's do this. It's time to work. So we started with warm ups. And then we went into this thing called Alexander Technique. And what Alexander Technique is it deals a lot with our postures. So not even just actors as people, we tend to have a lot of stuff wrong with our postures. We sit wrong, we slouch, you know. But what Alexander Technique does is that it tries to correct some of that stuff, so it kind of gets you to stand taller and, you sit upright and, you have a commanding presence. That's what Alexander Technique seeks to do. And yesterday, what we did with that was they recorded a video, like they set up a camera and there's a chair there. So you go, you sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up a few times, you bend down, pick something up a few times, and then you stand and you say like a line of a monologue and then you sing a line of a song. And they're pretty much using that to gauge where you are as far as your posture. And they showed us some videos, some before and after videos of the last master's class, like last year's master's class. So their video from the first day of school and their video from the last day of school. And the difference was crazy. Like they say that you actually gain a few inches of height because you're standing taller. And I'm 5'8" and a half. And so if I can gain like 3 or 4 inches, that will push me into 6 feet. Hello, that's what we're talking about. But no, the videos were like they were like talk about before and after. Like there's this one guy that went from slouching and all that to pretty much James Bond. Like this guy, he walked in and you're like, yo, is this the same person? And they're like, you know what? At the end of the course, that's gonna be you. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to commanding presence. I guess I already have a presence, but having a commanding presence. But yeah, that'll be fun. So yeah, we did Alexander Technique, and then we went into breathing. like your voice and breathing with a breathing and voice coach, and basically that class was, it was basically a lot about taking care of your voice as an actor, taking care of your voice. And there were quite a few things we went over. I don't know, me personally, I've never really thought about I mean, when you think about it, your body as an actor, your body is the instrument you have to work, so you have to take care of it, and your voice especially is very very important because I mean, unless the role is calling for you not to speak, you're probably going to have to speak. And especially if you're doing stage, you're going to have to speak loudly and you're going to have to speak well. And so you have to take care of your voice. Now, the first thing they talked about was smoking. Smoking, no, no. Smoking kills your lungs, and as you know, you need to breathe from your lungs. So, as an actor, just in general, smoking, no, no. Second thing, drink a lot of water. I go through these bottles of water, so like I go through like 2 or 3 a day. These are like 1 liter bottles of water. It looks small, but it's 1 liter, and so I go through like a few of these a day, and or at least I've started going through a few of those a day because you need to hydrate yourself, but then you also need to hydrate your voice. You need to hydrate your vocal cords so they're not dry and scratchy. Next thing we went over was like nasal sprays. Nasal sprays. I haven't quite gotten used to using these. It still kind of throws me off guard. And basically, it goes into your nose and kind of helps to clean out, all the germs out of your nose. You breathe in a lot of stuff during the day, and if you don't clean it out, it just goes down like through the nasal cavity into your throat, and then that's how you end up with a sore throat, and you can't speak and all that. So the nasal spray just goes in like see. Yeah, I haven't quite gotten the hang of that, but that's the idea, to clean out your nose. And they say you should do it at the end of every day, every night. Some people do it every hour. That's just crazy. But you do it at the end of every day, just to basically clean out your nose. Oh, and then simple vitamin C. Vitamin C helps with immune system. Basically just take care of yourself. And then yesterday I woke up with a cold and a cough, and so personally I like for the room to be cold when I sleep, and so usually I wake up with a cold, and for me that was just a way of life. But then yesterday I realized that okay, this actually affects my voice, and so I have been on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, this has been my best friend since yesterday. Benylin, cold and flu. Yeah, yesterday I wasn't feeling really good, but today pretty okay. So yeah, so we talked about voice and breathing and all that, and we're gonna go into that a bit more further down the line. And then right after that, we did another voice and breathing class. This one was more on sounds and vowels and consonants and the difference between those sounds, and then holding sounds and all that. And then we got to my favorite, or what I think is going to be my favorite class, combat, aka fighting. So yeah, we actually have a class on combat. That is the coolest thing ever. And so we started out talking about how you have to know how to simulate combat on stage. I've been in a production where um, I had to get slapped, and that was one of the big things that our teacher talked about how a lot of times they say some productions will tell you to actually slap the person, and I have been actually slapped in a play before, and it was not funny. It wasn't a joke. It actually hurt. But then you're on stage and you have to play it off. And he was talking about how there's never really a time when a proper slap, like a real slap, is appropriate. I know I've seen it a few times where the director is like, okay, actually slap the person. But then a lot can happen from a slap. Somebody could get seriously injured. You could pop an eardrum, you could slap somebody's eye out. So I mean, you need to know how to simulate those things. So you need to know how to simulate slaps and simulate punches. He said we're going to go into using weapons. So like we're going to go into using long swords and daggers, and I'm just looking forward to all that because I think it's going to be fun. Like I'm going to be on some Game of Thrones things. I mean, I'm not even playing. Gonna have way too much fun with that. But so yeah, yesterday we kind of started on that, and the warm up, you have to warm up for stage combat, and the warm ups for this is no joke. Like you first of all start by running and running and running and running and running, and then you go down and you do push-ups, push-ups, and then you do press ups, and then push-ups, press-ups, and then you do sit-ups, and then you run again, run again, and then you do sit-ups. Basically, it's like a workout before you even start the class. And so, needless to say, I was exhausted after yesterday, and we finished on combat, so that was the end of the day. And so I can already tell you that Monday is not going to be a gym day. Well, I mean, I'm going to be working out in school, but after yesterday's after yesterday, I classes ended at 5. I got home about, well, I faffed around for a bit, but then I got home around about 8 ish. By 9, I was in bed. By 9:15, I was asleep. Now, if you know me, on a good day, on a normal day, if I'm asleep before 2 a.m., that's that's standard. So for me to be asleep by 9, that's big. Like that is huge. So yeah, that was pretty much yesterday. And then today, again, same thing. Today I got up a bit. I got up earlier. So I got up at 6 on the dot, and I was out of the house by 7 because it takes me exactly an hour to get to school. So I got there by 8. And today, the big thing from today was, well, there were two big things. First of all, we spent a lot of the day working on our awareness and our attention, and you realize how hard it is to keep your attention on something, like to not let your attention drift. So a lot of times you had to focus on your breathing and be aware of your breathing and keep your attention on your breathing. And the next thing you know, you're breathing and you're like, and then your mind starts wondering like, okay, what am I going to eat tonight? And then you have to come back to your breathing. You realize how hard it is to keep your attention on something, and how hard it is, especially for me, to sit still. Like for me, I find it very, very hard to sit still. So there was that, and then also today we had to do our monologues, like the monologues that we auditioned to get in with. We had to do them in front of the whole class because our teacher, she's new, and so she hadn't quite seen everybody's monologues, and also it was a way for her to kind of gauge everybody. And all I can say about that is, first of all, it was terrifying because that monologue, I haven't done it in full. My audition was in January. We're in September now. I haven't done that audition in full like since January. I mean, I haven't done that monologue in full since January. I mean, I've used it for some auditions here and there. I've used bits and pieces of it, but I haven't done the full thing since January. And you had to do it in front of the whole class. So you had to see everybody else's monologue, and everybody in class is so good. Like, I mean, for me, it felt like, when you find yourself in the smart class and you're beginning to question if somebody made a mistake about how you ended up in that class, because it's like everybody else was so good, and I'm like, yo, what what is going on? I don't even know. Basically, I was just feeling like, yo, I don't even know if I'm in the same category with these people. Like, maybe you guys should take me a class lower. Like, can we start from like beginner acting before we get into all this? But no, basically, they say everybody was good. I want to believe everybody was good, but yeah, no, the class was really great. So yeah, you get to do your monologues in front of everyone, and from what I've told, towards the end of the course, you actually get excited about performing in front of everyone. I haven't got to that point yet, clearly, but they say we'll get there. So yeah, that's basically summary of day one, day two. I don't know when next I'm going to record. I'm probably going to keep these for like the end of the week, So I'm just probably going to be doing a weekly roundup. But yeah, let me show you guys what my black on black looks like. I'm actually really happy with it. So yeah, this is what I look like when I'm going to school. So it's a black t-shirt, black jumper, black sweatpants, and then black hoodie. And I mean, we've talked about what the black on black is all about, and it's really cool when you're on the train and you just see like a whole bunch of people in black on black, and then we all get off at the same place, and I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I actually quite like the black on black. When I wake up in the morning, I don't have to think about what I'm wearing because I know it's black on black, and I think I found a way to make it work. Boy, got a bit of swag. So yeah, that's about it. About to go grab something to eat and call it a night. It's another early morning tomorrow. So I'll see y'all next time.